Hello, interns and associates, and welcome to the first episode of the Cubicle Podcast. I'm your host, JC Moss.
I'm your other co-host, Charlie Armstrong.
And thank you so much for tuning in.
So now, let's introduce our first intern ever, Breeze Kaizen.
Yes! Hello.
Yes, hello, Breeze.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Just to say a little bit more about Breeze here, Breeze is an FIT student who is studying fashion business management in the one-year associates program. She's also a part of the Black Retail Action Group. She's also part of the Merchandising Society and Style Shop. And she's also in charge of wardrobe set and design. Isn't that insane?
That's iconic.
That is a lot of stuff going on here. I don't know how you balance it. I was going to just, you know what? Let me just start off by saying, how do you balance all of this? How do you balance being a student, having all of these crazy classes, and also balancing these clubs too? How do you do it? What's your superpower?
So for me, the superpower is a day off. Like the way I scheduled my classes, I made sure I had 2 days off. So I have Wednesdays and Fridays off. And that's in addition to my weekends. So in terms of my clubs, like all 3 of them, it's really nice to just be able to like stack everything into one day and then have day on, day off. So I find that that's really helppful because it allows me to just like recoup and then restart for the next day following.
Let's go back to you. Tell us about yourself.
Oh, okay. I like she said, I'm a freshman, and I would say like 1 year associates, but it's really more one and a half because I'm doing 3 semesters instead of the full 4 for the associates. I am currently, my career interests are in styling and creative direction. I've done like a lot of pre-college activities, like a lot of pre-college classes. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm interested in, I'm enjoying my time at FIT a lot. Yeah. It's my first semester and I'm enjoying it a lot.
That's exciting.
Yes.
So what made you choose to go to FIT? What's like inspired you throughout your background, and what made you choose it?
All right. So when I was a child, I wanted to do fashion design. I learned how to sew for my grandmother. And then I was like, oh my God, because I lived in uptown Manhattan. I was like around 150th Street. And I hearing about it, I was like, immediately I was like, I'm gonna be the best, so I want to go to the best fashion school. So it has to be FIT. And then when I was during me growing up, I kind of changed, when you're a kid, you change your dream career a few times. So for me, it was like fashion designer, and then I did a full 180 to environmental engineering. So I was really into STEM for a really long time. Like I even went to a STEM high school. And then when I was in my freshman year of high school, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. Because I was also interested in business when I was little. Like I remember we had a career fair in elementary school, and they partnered us with like industry professionals. And mine was, I think the CFO of Fox News, because I chose entrepreneurship.
Oh wow!
Okay.
And I was like, that's the only one that was interesting to me out of the options that they had for us. So going into high school, I was like, okay, like I'm not really feeling the STEM vibe, but I'm going to stay at the STEM school because it was the best one of it. Like it was the best option available for me in my education. And then I know that I still wanted to be in a creative career field. And a little bit was like me being a little bit vindictive because I had gotten in a breakup and my ex was like into art. So I was like, I need to be in a creative field just so they have to see my face.
There you go. There you go.
So I was like, I need to do something in fashion business. And so from then I was like, we can just like start. I started like I put my feelers out and I was like, what kind of career fields are there? So for a while I was really into creative direction. Like that was like the top one for me. And then I think I kind of like honed it down like as to like what I wanted to do like in my earlier years. And I was like, I'm really interested in styling because something I've always enjoyed was like playing in other people's closets. So that's always been my thing. So I was able to like find like role models for me and like kind of like online mentors, like digital mentors. So for me, like my youngest one was Zoe Hong. She does like sewing videos. And then from there, like when I got into like my sophomore junior year, I got really into Sierra Reina. She's a celebrity stylist and I just look up to her, and it was like nice to see somebody like just doing what like I wanted to do.
Absolutely, yes. So you're now all the way at FIT,
Yes.
killing the game. Like I see you in the classes, eating it up.
Thank you.
How are you liking it at FIT, and do you feel like this is the right path for you? Any regrets? Any thoughts about that? What are you feeling?
Okay. for FIT, as like in terms of me, like how I'm liking FIT, I love it here. Like I would never choose anything else. Like I see a lot of my peers from high school and they're like kind of iffy on how they feel about their schools. I love it here. I would not change it for the world. I got into other schools that were like that would allow me to go through the same career path, and I'm just like, I'm staying here. Like this is my school. It's the place I want to be in. It's the classes I want to take. It's amazing. Like I'm so excited. Like of course, like it's human and totally normal to have like your occasional doubts, but for me, it's just like I kind of knew what I wanted to do. I kind of had like a plan, and like it's important to like take time to plan out your life. So like consistency is important. So like like you want to do a field, hone that down over a few years, and like keep talking to yourself, conversate with yourself. It's important. So like for me, because of that conversation with myself, I know I'm confident here. I know I'm happy and I'm like confident. But yeah.
Yes, we're happy you're here.
I'm so happy that you're here too. This is such a pleasure having you here. So what have you learned from your high school to then incorporate it now into here? Like, do you think you're still gonna like take classes maybe in anything like STEM, or are you gonna do something like related in like a STEM based field, you think, or like in the future, you think, or through FIT?
Okay, so for me, I'm not quite sure if I would do anything like STEM based, like career wise, but I know in terms of classes, I really want to take like a color science class. With this term of like registration, I was really trying to take a photography class because I was like, I wanted to see how color science like interacted with photography, because I'm like the styling that I would like to do is like more editorial. So I thought that was like a nice like overlap. And also because when I was in high school, my two favorite sciences were physics and chemistry. I was not much of a biology girl.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
You're a minority. I feel like everyone who takes like chemistry like hates it. Like it's so interesting to see that you love it and everything.
I had like a very fun teacher. Like everybody else hated him, but it was just like he was somebody you could have a key with.
Yeah.
Like low-key.
See, I hated biology and chemistry. I just hate all science and school.
Not a guy in STEM.
Not a guy in STEM. No,
Literally not. And that's okay.
I am not.
To be honest, I'm not either. But I will say for chemistry, this last summer semester going here, I got a B+ and I got
watch out! She's done for Mr. Bill Nye.
Oh, Bill Nye, science guy, watch out. But no, seriously, and he better be watching out for you too, sister, because I know you're a tough worker and a hard worker over here, and like you love yourself some science. So you can even run for his money.
I really do.
Modern version.
Yes, that's iconic.
That is so exciting though.
So you're into styling. Where did that come from? Like that, like love of styling come from?
With my earlier interests in fashion design. So when I was like a little girl, it's always dolls. Like whenever you hear somebody,
dolls, yes.
So whenever you hear somebody who's like ever has like any interest in like fashion design, they always like go back to like their childhood and like their toys. But from like it's the same for me. So I would I was such a YouTube kid. Like I loved YouTube.
Exactly.
Like I loved YouTube. The field of content creation was also interesting to me. So I would always watch people like doing doll customizations.
Yes.
Those were amazing.
And they didn't play with those.
No, never. And they would, so the way they would kind of do it, now knowing what I know about styling, they would also do like low-key kind of like set styling too.
Yeah.
Because they would like get like the little like miniature appliances, and like they'd be able to create a whole world out of that. So like some of my favorite were like My Froggy stuff and like Delightful.
Yes. Can she come to FIT?
For real.
Bring her.
Wow.
Guess on the next podcast.
My Froggy stuff win. My Froggy stuff win.
How to help us professionally one-on-one. This is a crash course over here, people.
I was always jealous. I always wanted to do like when they would reroot the hair.
Oh, I learned how to do that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's impressive.
I had a needle from my grandmother, and I burnt it with like a little bit of the fire from the stove, and then I cut it in half. So like the opening's like this, and I cut it so that way it would like form that U shape. Then I had like the kaneka long hair, because that's what a lot of black girls used to use to braid their hair. And so I like fully like scalped my doll.
Yes.
Hair
snatched
away. And then we rerouted her, me and my sibling. And then what do you do after that? I sewed the clothes, and then my sibling was into like doing like the pastels, because my sibling's like in the art field. And so like they would like blush out the dolls, do like the faces and stuff.
You gotta get the acetone.
Yeah.
I went through bottles of acetone to redo the face.
No, it's valid. I wouldn't even like take off like the makeup. I would just like I would put makeup on them already.
Oh, you said we're doing drag.
Yeah.
No, drag or nothing, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
No, it's
exactly.
valid though. But no, I'm glad I'm not like the only one, and like hearing it from you too as well, like how we like to decorate and elevate our dolls a little bit. Because what else are we supposed to do, you know?
So going back to styling,
Yeah.
and we're talking about social media. What's your thoughts on like social media's impact on styling? Do you think it has enhanced it? Do you think it's ruined it? How do you think we should go about using social media as a tool when it comes to styling?
I think it's a two-sided coin because like a lot of people you'll hear they'll be like social media has ruined styling, like nobody's original anymore, and it's just like you can only create like everything that's existed has existed like
Exactly. It's a cycle.
Yeah, everything is cyclical, so it's just like it's gonna repeat itself. You're gonna see people imitate other people. It's how it's always been. Like the trickle across theory with like the fashion cycle and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think it's like a little too extreme to say that fashion and social media have like ruined each other's like simultaneously. I do say like you'll see a lot of like repeat outfits and like repeat like types of styling, but I think just like people lack connection with themselves. Like we are in like a time period where it's like we're seeing a lot of lack of connection with other people. Like a lot of people are talking about like how they don't feel connected to coworkers, to people on the street, to their neighborhoods and their communities. And I feel like that's a big part of styling because a lot of people you'll hear them talk about, they'll be like, fashion isn't about fashion, it's about everything else, and that's what makes it the art itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for me, I feel like in my life and like me as an individual, social media has helped me and it's like facilitated me with my styling. But I know for a lot of individuals, like they'll find themselves just like recreating Pinterest outfits, which is like a difficult thing to get over.
Yeah.
Because you need to like take some time like talk to yourself.
I know that's
like,
me though. I'm trying to get better at it.
Talking to yourself is like very important, and like when I say talking to yourself, I mean like literally like be like converse with
Get
yourself.
the mirror out.
Yeah, converse with
Look in
yourself.
the mirror.
Converse with yourself in the mirror. Get to know you as like an individual. What do you like to watch? What colors do you like?
Yeah.
What does your face look like? Get really used to your face.
Yeah.
Get really used to your body.
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to focus on lately. And also with like trend forecasting, it's really helped me with that. Thinking about materials and colors and textures and what does that apply to me?
Silhouettes.
What works? Silhouettes, exactly. And how does that fit my aesthetic? Because I've been seeing all these girls and they just be on Pinterest and then I see them, I'm like, the outfit's wearing you.
Yeah.
It's like, we know that's not your outfit. That's not you.
You didn't originally make this.
Exactly.
So the thing is that like, I know obviously like with social media, it's a tool, but it's also a weapon used against us in a lot of ways too.
Yeah.
And you can argue that AI also kind of does the same as well.
Yes.
But how do you think we as a society can break this like regurgitation? How can we break this cycle of continuously repeating these outfits? And what influence should we have collectively as a society to help break this continuously recycling and lack of originality with style and even just ideas too? Like, what do you think we could do to maybe fix that? Like, I'm curious.
In our goal to like fix this regurgitation of like style, we kind of need to go back to what they used to do. So we need to look back up to like our political figures, because like for me, a big style icon are the Obama girls.
Yes.
Those girls are so fashionable, like so incredibly fashionable. So like go back to having like a style icon and not somebody that you found off of like TikTok in a video where they're like, here's the new it girls in fashion. Like no, like, politicians whose style that you like, find like music creators whose style you like, watch music videos. Music videos are a big inspiration for me because I used to watch those on repeat since I was a little girl, like 6 years old. And then also investing in the arts, which is another thing. Which when I refer to like the Obama girls, like one of them, I believe Malia Ann, I think she does film. So like going back and like revisiting like artists, but not like the big ones. Like go a level down from like the bigger ones and like consume cartoons, consume movies, films, like everything, like. Anything that's not fashion, go to that first.
Yes.
And then from there, you can create your own style because they kind of have it figured out for you. They have the history in the media already. They have the context that you need. So you can kind of see to that and then figure out what you like on yourself. And then also learn your proportions. Like
that part.
Like me, when I say like social media is a tool, I would watch creators talk about like the Kibbe system with like the body types. Because I'm a petite girl, like I'm short. So it's just like there's a lot of stuff that you have to do like so you don't look shorter. So just like learn like your proportions and then base your styling off of what's come before you. So that way, and then because when you're going based off of what goes before you, you're gonna try and avoid looking like a decade. Like, I know Y2K is very popular, but like some people are gonna go like to like 80s, like some people are gonna lean to 80s fashion, and they're not gonna walk outside in 2025 wanting to look like they're a 80s Halloween costume.
Yeah.
So when you look to the past and then you try to adapt it to the present, that's how you get the new style to arise.
That's so true. That is a good way of looking at it, you know, because I think you can get a lot of inspiration through, movies and through even social media as well in some ways, which is our now new way of conveniently getting a lot of this information through TikTok and through all of these different influencers and people that are growing on TikTok and making their living off of the fact that they're giving advice or sharing aesthetics and working with other brands and everything to thrive in this environment. And I think we see now, especially like with the use of TikTok, like, and even through like other social media platforms and even unfortunately AI now, we are foreseeing that cycling aspect. And I think it's just now confusing in a sense where it's like, where do we get these, like new ideas from? And then I think what you're saying, if we go to movies first and go to all these other ideas first, because these things inspire fashion.
Yes.
Inspire fashion. And then even learning through others, through books and through other resources.
People on the street.
People on the street. Through streetwear and even just talking with other people in public, which I think social media has caused an epidemic of loneliness.
Yeah.
A pandemic of loneliness.
Yes.
Where
Absolutely.
you're seeing now people are having an issue than talking to each other. And we're relying more on technology through communication rather than just actual in-person communication, which is such a shame too. But it's cool to see your aspect on it and how we can move in this direction. Because it's like, what should we do? And it's like, I think collectively we should just all strike maybe AI, for example, and just be like, you know what? No more. Only for grammar and that's it.
Yes. Also, I think putting in the more work, taking it the next step. I think when I think of that, or just what we've been discussing, I love Broadway. I love Broadway shows, but I've been also supporting a lot of off-Broadway shows. And I think we need to start steering into that direction of like off-Broadway work and just local work in general and supporting those people, because those are the people who work just as hard, even maybe harder, to create that artwork. And you can truly get inspired by what they're doing there on a local level.
Yeah, sometimes it's really important to take your eye away from the big cities. So like New York, LA, sometimes even Atlanta, just like take your vision and then move to your city. Like, because I'm from New York, but I moved to Newark, New Jersey. And they have their own art scene, which I was not really aware of moving there. Like, I was like, damn, I had to move to Jersey. Like, there's nothing here for real. And then I was like, wait, they have, like, the Newark Museum of Art. They have art collectives there. And it's, like, it's good to, like, look at different art groups around, like, our nations. And, like, don't always look at the big players. Look at the little kids, too. Because they've got their own thing going on. And oftentimes, that's the more unique one.
Exactly. What I've learned is that there are artists everywhere.
Yeah.
Always making and always creating. Okay, enough about AI, because let's get her out of the way. Let's go back to FIT. You are in the Black Retail Action Group. Would you like to tell us more about what that is and how your experience has been?
It is a club at FIT, and it has a larger reach. Like, I know they have a chapter at Howard University, I believe, and it's basically to empower people in the retail sphere. But I feel like it goes beyond that into like just general fashion. Like, it encourages like Black people in like the fashion space to like just like feel empowerment. Like, for me with my clothes, like at least right now, I took a step back from them recently because I got sick and like it messed up my whole flow of my schedule. Yeah. But like before, when I was like really going to my meetings a lot, because I'm planning on revisiting them in the next semester. When I was going frequently, it was like a safe space kind of, and it was really nice to like to just talk to other people of color. And there was like this like a set time and a set date where it was just like, okay, like I can feel in community. I can have that community. Because something I've noticed at like a lot of the art schools in New York specifically, because I went to Pratt Pre-College, it's very monotone with the races. It messes with your mind when you look at the people, like the employees at these institutions, and you're like, why are all the employees doing the menial labor like my color? It messes with your mind. So the people handling the food, people doing like security, people who are like working on the buildings, like they look at the people who I grew up with, and then like the people who are like teaching the classes look like another color. So it's just like, it's nice to have like a space where you can like talk about these things, because like it like kind of keeps your mind straight, you know? Because like racial dynamics can mess with your mind a lot. Yeah. So it's a good safe space.
Do you feel like there's that sense of community in like the fashion and creative spaces?
I would say yeah. From what I've observed, like select like people in those spaces, I would say like they have like carved out their like niches. They've carved out their friend groups. Like I think it's like really fun to watch. Like specifically, Alex Consani is somebody who we've talked about in our Black Retail Action Group for a few reasons.
Yes.
But besides that, like in regards to her friend group, like, cause like you can like connect like person to person to person. So like she's friends with this person named Faith Harper. She's the creative director of Double Soul. So Alex Consani is a model. So she's friends with like a bunch of like people in the same creative sphere.
Yeah.
So like there's Faith Harper, the creative director of Double Soul, and I believe that's the brand that she's creative director of. And then there's Kiana Naomi, who's like a influencer, content creator. She was a YouTuber, but like in the 2010s was like really popping. And then who else is there? There's Sasha Allen, and she like does more like queer focused events. Like she like you can. It's nice to like see like people who are in the public eye, and you can like track their friend group.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's also friends with like Quinlan Blackwell.
Yes.
And then if you go from Quinn onwards to other people, that's like a whole. It's like a whole web.
It's the connections and the
Yeah.
networking that you make, especially within the professional industry. It's like making sure that you talk to everybody, because the connections, like they always say, it makes a huge difference in what jobs you can get. And a lot of people, if you make really good connections and you bond with those people, they can help you get those jobs that you really want. And I want to ask you too, like regarding like the connections, like have the clubs been helping you making like good connections, like beyond like just what it is itself, or like how has it been for you making connections through the club and just in general being through FIT? And is it helping you within like helping develop your professional career?
I would say the clubs are definitely a part of the connections. A key tip for me, like, and for just people who are going into college or going into like any new sphere, be extra friendly. Like, be like extra deluxe friendly. Talk to everybody. Be really open. Like, if you get in the elevator with somebody, say something. Just say like anything nice is my advice. Truth. I didn't mean for that to rhyme.
No,
Okay,
period.
Dr. Seuss over here. Watch
Yeah.
out.
Maybe that's what you should go into. That's a good career. Some poetry, some reading, some books.
Where's the memoir?
I've actually written a book.
Oh,
You have.
I'm not
I
shocked.
have a published story in a book.
Okay,
from
you
high
know what?
school.
We're talking about that. We are talking. Well, you know what we're talking about it right now. Tell us about your book.
It was a book called The Helpers. My teacher was like the official author of it, but it was a collection of stories about people who have helped us in like our childhoods. So he took a collection of stories from like our school and like people outside the school, and it was a collaboration with Ramapo College of New Jersey. And so my story was like the first one in there because I wrote about my depression and like a teacher helping me in middle school with it. Like it was specifically through COVID, and so yeah, it was just like a fun little thing.
Is it published?
Yes, it is.
Promote the book. Promote it.
Oh, yeah, literally.
What's it called?
The Helpers.
The Helper.
Helpers?
By
Yeah, Sean Adler. That's what it'll be under.
Get into
But yeah.
it.
Oh my
Get
God.
into it.
Everyone, you know what to do. After this podcast, you're buying this book.
Add to cart.
That's what I'm doing. I'm buying this book right now. All those credit card points, they're coming in clutch, clearly, because we're buying it ASAP. That is so impressive.
That's such a cool achievement. Is there other achievements that you are very proud of in your lifetime? Or just things you've done where you're like, you know what? I kind of did my big one with that.
The club that I started with my friend Karen, we started a club called Youth Leadership Club in high school. And in that club, like, I was able, like, the first event that we had put on, I was able to like do something that I had wanted to do for so long. I had this idea for like 2 years prior. I wanted to do it in school thrift store.
Cute.
Because a lot of kids always talk about sustainability, but they're not really like about it.
It's like a plastic metal straws. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
Like it was very performative because like I said, I had wanted to be an environmental engineer, so like I still had that care for the environment. I just wanted to apply it in a way that like appealed to like my fashion side as well. So I was like, okay, what's like, and then like my brain in business was like, okay, what would like appeal to like the audience at my school? Thrifting because it's popular, but then a way like to actually make it like cyclical and like reduce reuse recycle kind of vibe was like to collect clothes from the kids at the school, and like so like it was clothes that they already didn't want, and then we were like, okay, we're gonna like reorganize it. So it kind of acted like as a clothes shop. So it was also a way to build community at our school because like then you would go around and you'd be like, oh, you're wearing something that I used to have.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I love
cute.
that concept.
Thank
That's
you.
really interesting. Yeah.
We were able. It was our first event because we really needed something that had no input cost. And so with that, it cost nothing.
Yeah.
Because we were able to take like we got our donation boxes from like the custodians and we painted them like it was a whole like club activity. It was fun, And then we got people to incentivize, like, actually donating their clothes with the teachers. We were like, oh, like, offer them extra credit if they donate clothes. And these kids brought a lot of clothes. They brought more clothes than we were able to, like, hand out. We were able to get, like, a profit of $300 for our first event at our school.
That's amazing.
In a school where the class sizes are, like, about 200 each. So, like, for, like, I would say, like, it's about, like, 800 kids at the school, approximately. So I was like, that's pretty good. And, like, especially because the person who helps me with the book, he was like, it's not going to work out.
And you said, and so was your book.
Yeah.
No, JK.
But he lacked faith in it. He told my friend Karen, because she was the president, I was the vice president, because that was another role where just like, oh, like, I'm cool with, like, not doing anything. Like, I helped her start the club, but then I was like, I was going to take a step back. And they were like, we want you as the vice president. And I was like, are we getting this?
You said, hello?
Hello? Like,
what's going on?
I was not expecting it. And then they were like, no, like, you're, like, a good leader. And, like, mind you, Breeze starting a youth leadership club but not expecting to be put in a position of leadership was, like, a different level of cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took that role in the club, and I was proud of making the club because I was able to get a scholarship through my connection with our advisor.
Oh, amazing.
A little baby scholarship, but a scholarship nonetheless.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, true. It's still something, right?
Yeah, I was really happy about that. And then it was my favorite piece of praise were like, they were like, we never have to stick our hands in any of it, because like it was like a group of kids, and all the stuff, like, we were actually being leaders because we led all of our projects. We didn't really go to our advisor for much. For a lot of the clubs in high schools, you'll see like the advisor, it kind of acts like almost like a mini classroom setting where it's like the advisor is kind of like deciding everything. But for us, it was like me and my friends, like we were deciding everything. We were able to like draw in other kids and make like lifelong connections. Like I still talk to members. So I was really happy about it.
That's amazing. That is such also an amazing achievement as well.
Exactly, yeah.
And I was going to say now, like, obviously, like, even though you're not like actually like the one that jump-started it, you now are in the merchandising society as well, and you're working in the style shop.
Iconic.
So how's that been so far for you, being like a part of the merchandising society, style shop, and what have you been able to incorporate from your past experience of now having your thrift business at the school, now here? Like, what's been that going? How's that been going for you?
It is so interesting to see like more of a proper retail setting, because for us, when we did the thrift store at my school, it was like we were like our interface like for like buying and stuff was all like Google Sheets, whereas for like they have a proper like SKUs like system, like they have like actual like categorization of merchandise. So it's really interesting to see that, and like that I really needed retail experience, which is why working in the style shop is like beneficial to me, because all my past jobs were like unrelated to fashion, and then also like specifically in merchandising society by itself, I really like it because of the speakers they bring in. So like one time they brought the CEO of Macaj in, and like that is so fun to see, especially as like a New York girl from uptown, because the Macaj coat is like the it girl coat here. Yes. Because like especially like all the girls, like they want the $1,000 coat with the fur that goes down to like right here. Yeah. It's so tea, and it was nice to see the lady behind the brand and to see her approach when she's making like brand collaborations, because she was talking about like appealing to different groups. So she would appeal to like different like affluent groups that like appealed more to like people like her daughter, and then also like to be like groups that were like I would say the PC term more urban groups. Like I think she had a collaboration with Little Kim, I believe, and it was interesting like to see like how she was able to like appeal to everybody, because I'm the kind of person like when I make ventures, I want it to appeal to like large groups of people. I want everybody to feel connected. Yep. So it's interesting to like learn that from somebody, and I appreciate the way that they like merchandising society really takes care on who they bring in. So it's mentorship every meeting, which I like.
That's great.
So it's not just like anyone can go in and it's like an audition process. Oh, it's an audition process, or it's anyone.
Anybody can come in.
Oh, nice.
Which I really like. It's like at the beginning, like right after the club fair, it was so crowded, but like as it goes on, you see people like trickle out, kind of. So it's like it's really nice to see like. Now, like, it's more of, like, a solid, like, group of, like, club members. It's nice to see, like, where we are at now. And it's just, like, people can still come in.
Oh, nice.
People can really still... Because, like, every time with the sign-in sheet, they'll be like, oh, is this your first meeting? It's on everyone.
Oh, nice.
So, like, I recommend it for next semester.
Oh.
It's amazing that you're getting the retail experience from the merchandising society and style shop. And I also like that they bring guest speakers in a
That's
lot. I
amazing.
feel like a lot of clubs, they do that, but they don't do it as consistently as I've heard as the Merchandising Society. And what has been, other than that one, for example, you just mentioned, what has been like a really like well-known guest speaker that has come in that you're like, I feel inspired, I feel like professionally like enlightened? Like, tell us about that.
Or just anyone at FIT that you saw.
Or FIT too, yeah,
just
in
like
general.
who you thought was really inspiring.
The speaker that they had at our commencement ceremony, like the introduction ceremony for the freshmen. I forgot her name.
Kiana Brooks?
Yes,
Kiana Brooks. If you're watching this, hey.
Shout out.
Internships, please.
Oh.
Yes. And we'll get into that.
Yeah, when I had no idea who she was. And so when she was presenting at our like opening ceremony for the freshmen, I was like looking her up as she was going, and I was like, wow, she's really impressive. And I was just like, wow, like it's really nice. It gives you faith because like going into like an artistic field, even though like I'm studying business management, people around you, it's like you'll get mixed opinions. So like family will be like, you're gonna go nowhere with this career or something, and then people who like actually know stuff about academia will be like, oh, FIT is a really good school, like you're gonna go far. So it's good to see like a alumni at our school and like see where she's gone and like have her talk about that, and then have her talk about like her experience as like a freshman coming into the school for the first time.
Was there anyone when you said I'm going to FIT were like fashion school?
Some people, yeah, but like for me, like my friend group, they wouldn't be my friends if they weren't supporting me.
Exactly.
So a lot of them were like they were understanding of like how it was just like this is not like the usual field, but it is still a good field. And like even my teachers, like I had an anatomy teacher my senior year. Shout out Miss Scott. She was like, no, like people have gotten in before because we always have like one spare kid like per class who goes to FIT or who gets into FIT, and like it's known to be a really good school because it's a technical school, so it's a school aimed at getting you a job.
Exactly.
Literally. And the networking and connections that I feel like FIT has is so great, especially for like how niche a lot of the professional fields that they offer here or the fields that you can go into, but the programs that they have here offer amazing connections and opportunities.
Any internships that you hope for or would love to work with, or just company or brands that you would love to collab in the future?
I would really like to work with like a celebrity stylist. I was looking on Indeed when I finished my resume for our final class.
Yes.
Like the minute after I finished it, I was like, wait, like I can actually apply to this. So I applied to the one at the Musa showroom, and then I applied to this other one that was actually a celebrity stylist because the Musa showroom was like a collective. I forgot her name. I'm like so forgetful with the names.
Oh good.
But like I went to her website and it was like her working with like Paper Magazine and like her doing like actual editorial work like I wanted. And so I applied for that one. So hopefully I get in. Fingers crossed.
You will. Manifesting.
Thank
Put
you.
it out in the universe.
But I would really like to work with a celebrity stylist. I've been thinking about it. I've been flirting with the idea of just hitting somebody up.
Do it.
So, like,
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
What I was when we were with Mona May, who was like the costume designer of Clueless and also like all of these big movies. She was being interviewed, and the interviewee was talking about how you gotta have to be cringy.
Okay.
And I think that's one thing I need to learn about because I'm someone who like I'm a little not posh, but someone who definitely doesn't want to feel like annoying or like I'm overstepping. But you kind of do when it comes to the industry. You kind of have to be a little cringy.
That's something I learned from my friend Karen, like who I started the club with. Like she is like number one. Like she will follow up.
You got to.
And I've like. I have such anxiety about it. But like I'm like you are friends with Natalia. She's also a number one follow-upper. Like she will follow up with people. So I'm trying to like absorb these traits from people around me.
Gotcha.
Literally, yeah, and being inspired by those around you because they motivate you to want to then jump out and jump at these people. Because it's one thing to make the connections and to network, it's another to keep them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's a trick too. Keep them and being persistent and and following up. Yes, exactly. And interacting with other people.
Yes.
And that's really what these internships are all about. And usually landing a lot of them consists of going after them and being like, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like, this is what I can contribute. Like, please let me on the team. Like
elevator pitch, gotta
literally. And
pitch
being
yourself.
cringy and being yourself is like the most important thing. Would you want to get this internship though in the spring or the summer? Like, when are you feeling like what's the goal for getting an internship? Like, when are you thinking?
It would be ideal to do it over the summer.
Okay.
But both have their cons. I would think spring would be nice as well. it's only because I'm hoping to take 7 classes during the spring, where it's like I don't think I would be able to balance an internship properly in spring if I did it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I still have my 2 days off, because that's how my schedule like ended up. As for summer, I normally like work as a lifeguard over the summers, so it would interfere with like that timing. But anything for like the actual career, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like I have like my living job, and then I have like the job that I want.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I would be willing to sacrifice that if it did come in the summer. I would be really
lifeguard.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks in saving people.
Yes,
Watch out.
as she should.
How'd you get that, or how'd that come to be?
This is one of the things that makes me grateful that I've ever moved to New Jersey. Like, even though I'm like a city girl, that like I'm from like New York, like I rep New York every day. Like me going to Newark, because they have like an actually really good like public pool system. I lived right next to, I think, one of like the biggest indoor pools on the East Coast, one of them. And so JFK is, I think, how many meters is it by? I think it's 50 by 25, and they also have a 12-foot deep end. And so I learned how to swim over there, because I was. You need to be familiar with like being like the odd one out in like any new experience, because I was 12 years old around a bunch of 5-year-olds learning how to swim, and I was so embarrassed about it. And I was just like, oh my God, like they probably think I'm stupid. They're probably judging the hell out of me, because why am I 12 and I'm still learning with the babies? But at least I'm learning how to swim, because there's so many people who just don't know how to swim.
Yes. I say I don't know how to ride a bike, but I do know how to swim. You don't know how to ride a bike?
No, but I can ice skate
Twin.
and roller skate.
Oh my God,
Twin.
literally.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, it's
Twin. Exactly. I feel like you can either swim or ride a bike. I feel like those are the one things where it's like vice versa.
I can do both.
Oh,
Oh,
period?
watch out. But can you ice skate?
Unicorn.
Can you roller skate?
I can do both.
Oh,
Bomb.
don't play.
Don't play.
And ski. Oh my God.
Oh.
Yes. Well, I haven't done skiing in like a really long time, but I could do it.
I really want to
can do it
learn how to
again.
ski. I want to know, like, I've done snow tubing once.
That
Yes.
sounds iconic.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that is amazing though. That is so
Winter
cool though. That, like
sports.
you're able to like have that, because I know a lot of people do lifeguarding and you can make like good money from it.
In New Jersey,
it's chill.
it pays well.
Oh, yes.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Have
they
you
raised
ever-
it again.
Have you ever had to save someone?
Like yes and no, kind of. Because it was one that happened when I was on the chair. So it wasn't like they were actively drowning. It was just like a baby ran in the pool because of like parents not parenting right. That's the best way I can phrase it.
Watch your kids.
Yeah, we are not babysitters. We're lifeguards. We're trying to prevent.
Clock
So
it.
I'm like on chair, and this is like right after lunch, and like I see the baby. Like this baby's been running around like since they've gotten here. So we've like warned the mother multiple times, like, hey, like you need to keep the kid like closer to you. And so I'm like on chair. I see the kid out the corner of my eye, like jetting. I do our EAP, our emergency action plan, because you initiate it in in Newark pools. You do it with a 3-whistle blast. So I do it, and then one of the guards is like on rotation, like on the ground, because they could get to the baby faster. He jumps in, he saves the baby. But like I was able to signal it. So that's like the closest that I'll say to the save. Because we've had like other ones where it's like somebody's on chair, like somebody else goes in and grabs them. So, but it's never like been like me in there. Somebody's like gone unconscious. Because like I say I'm good at my job. Like the prevention part is the key part.
Yes.
Literally.
So it should never get to the point where like they're like unconscious at the bottom of the pool. Because that's when you know like you've really fucked up.
Yeah.
But with that mom, she was in a group of adults. Like it was like 9 of them
Come
standing by the
on.
pool. And mind you, I prefer to work at the style pools because again, she's petite. You know, I am certified to do deep end. I just prefer not to.
Yeah.
And so with that, like it was just like, girl, like watch your kid.
Exactly. Do you have to tell people stop running?
Yes, that is like a constant one. And it's like you have to kind of be okay with like being like the mean girl. Like sometimes,
Mean
like
girl at the pool.
yeah, they get annoyed with you, but hey.
Hey, you're doing your job and you're just trying to protect people, and that's the most important. Actually talk to us more about like before going into college, your pre-college summer programs. Do you want to tell us
Let's
about
hear
a couple
about it.
of
Let's
them?
hear about it.
you.
Okay, so my first one that I ever did was the Yogi Berra base build program, and that was 3D design, but it was specifically supposed to be geared towards engineering, though the people who were running it did take a more artistic approach, which I was grateful for. But it was just like we were messing around with this engineering CAD program, so the program was a Siemens program, which is like really known to like for the engineering field, but we were just kind of like playing around with it. And like our final project for this was like, making a Rube Goldberg machine, and those like the machines where it's like you like do like you drop a marble in a cup and like it ends up like pouring out a bottle of water or something, because it's like all like the different moving pieces. So our final project was like to 3D print things and like also like take like random like scraps around like we had laying around and like make a functioning Rube Goldberg machine. So from that we learned how to like 3D print, 3D design. That was kind of like my introduction to like vector-based programming, which is like very interesting to me. I'm fascinated with vectors and stuff like all that because like it's just interesting. I'm like, who thought of that? Like, who thought of just like drawing points and like connecting them with like automated lines? Like, my STEM brain goes crazy for that stuff.
Rightfully so. That's actually very interesting. What does inspire a lot of these like amazing concepts to be like existing today? Like
because
that is it's impressive.
We use CAD software in like the fashion field with like the flats and stuff, and like even like Adobe Illustrator is a vector-based program. So when I did my program at pre-college last year, I did graphic design and I did fashion design. But for my graphic design course, they had us like they didn't let us use the free Adobe Suite, and this was before Affinity was free. Because at this time, Affinity cost like $60. But at least it was $60 flat. Hey. And so at this time, we had to like find our own programs to use. So I found like a free vector-based program. I think I was using like Inkscape. And we were able to like mess around with graphic design. So we made like typefaces, like fonts and stuff. And then we also did like a logo, which was fun to mess around with. And then I am missing one. I'm missing one of my pre-college ones. I did pre-college here at the fall before getting in for fashion styling. I saved up my lifeguard money and I used that to pay for my course.
Yeah.
And then I was commuting every day from Jersey, and that's how I learned that I did not want to be a commuter.
There you go.
Fair enough. You know what? It's good. I also want to talk about regarding like also your pre-college summer programs, which are impressive. I was reading that in your resume and I was like, okay, period. Look at her go. How do you think like in general, like the pre-college programs, being in college, these interviews, like everything that you're doing to elevate yourself professionally, even like during your classes too, especially what I've been hearing in first year experience, where you work in your elevator pitch, your resume, your cover letter, like all these like important things. How prepared or like, how do you feel regarding like the professional expectations that are in the field? And like, do you feel like you're prepared with communicating, networking, and like corporate culture? Like, how are you feeling about it? And like, what are your like expectations? And do you feel like you're prepared or not? Like,
for me, I'm like mentally, I never feel prepared ever enough. Like, I never feel prepared enough. So what I'll say is that these experiences have given me like the guidance where it's like I feel prepared going into a new space and trying my best. So like for me, like I think I treat everything as like it's new, it's like in its own little vacuum. But the only common thread that I have between them is like I went somewhere new and I tried my best and then I performed well. And that is like the common thread between them all. Because even though like mine were all, because when you look at mine on paper, it's like these don't really connect to each other that well. Because like one of them was literally like engineering, 3D design, and then the other one was like fashion design, which is like fabrics and stuff. And then I also did styling, which people don't often see. A lot of people don't see the ties between styling and design, which is like crazy to me. But hey, but I feel like the most important thing with these is to try something new and then perform well. Mm-hmm. So for me, that is what makes me feel confident in like going into the corporate world. But I also like part of me is just like I will never feel prepared enough. Mm-hmm. Like I have people in my family who've done it and they've done it well, and like I can go to them for mentorship, but it's just like it never feels like enough. It never feels like enough preparation, and that's a normal human feeling.
Absolutely,
yeah, it's normal. And then how can we embrace? You know, we may not always be the most like prepared, but like if you can just go in, do your best no matter what. Yeah. And just kind of go in with just no expectations, but just doing the best that you can, no matter if it's an interview, no matter if it's an elevator pitch, no matter if it's like anything like in your resume, like even like just do the best that you can with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was kind of like thinking about like regarding like how I think I've asked like several different ones, but I think like what I was thinking about like regarding like the networking and like creating the connections like with or corporate culture, like but you're not going to be involved with corporate culture because you are in a styling based profession.
Okay.
So it's like with like regarding like the freelancing, like because I was learning from my styling class.
Yeah.
That a lot of it is freelancing, like the creative direction and stuff like that, and that's more of like what you want to get into more, which is more interesting in that aspect too, where you can have some corporate-based aspects depending on what career that you have to go to, or if you have like your own office.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, would you want to have your own office? Or?
That would be really nice. Right now, because my goal is stability right now, because I would really like to just like be able to like build myself up and my family up. Mm-hmm. That is my goal. I would really like to sign with like a creative management agency. Like at least for like my first few years, or like freelance for a little bit, like freelance for like 2 or 3 years, sign with a creative management agency, and then maybe go independent. That's what I'm thinking for like the long term. But as like in referring to corporate culture, I think if I went with my backup plan, or if like God forbid something doesn't work out with styling, my experiences with my pre-college would help me go into like corporate.
Oh, interesting. Okay, gotcha. That is very cool.
Yes.
I also want to talk about like, by going based off of that, so having like the freelancing aspect, maybe even like your own office and like that kind of environment too. What if you could design your ideal work-life routine, like professionally, like what you would want and how to elevate yourself professionally? What would it look like? What would you do?
I would like to be doing a lot of meetings. I want to be in meetings. I don't like emails, so I want to be talking to people.
Exactly.
That's why I'm like, I would like as minimal emails as possible, which I know is like a hard ask. But I would like a lot of meetings and like minimal emails. That's like the guiding line for me. But then also I would like to be doing a lot of set work. So I would like to be flying. I would like to be traveling a lot. I want to work in places other than just the East Coast, other than just New York. I love the city, but I would like to see the world a little bit more through my work. I want a career that will allow me to like experience more and more and more. Long set days is what I want. Like I want to be on set. I want to be working with people. I want to be finding new designers to promote through like my styling work. Like I want to like be able to elevate people with me as I'm doing my work.
Yeah, no, I love that. So when we're thinking about this idea of looking in the future, what do you think excites you the most, or what do you think scares you the most when looking?
What scares me the most is like the uncertainty of it all, and like there's like something could always go wrong. Like we saw with COVID, like that was out of like full left field.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's mostly the uncertainty that scares me. Not being able to support myself is always like a possibility, but I don't like to think about that because I'm like, I feel like thinking about it puts it in the universe, and just like just don't put it in the universe then, and then it won't happen. And then things that I'm excited about, I'm excited to see myself become more like see Breeze develop more into Breeze. Like I don't know how to say it in any other way. Like I just want to see like the actualization of my personhood. Like I just want to see like who I become, and like I know like regardless of whatever, it's still going to be me. And like just knowing that is a constant is so like satisfying and so reassuring.
And we can't just see it either. I'm so excited for you.
And then like what's one like stereotype about post-grad life that you hope to break, and what could you tell to the people that are in post-grad right now? Like if you can give them like one piece of advice regarding like how you're feeling, and like, or like, because I know you're not in their position, so you may not be able to relate to them the same way as like you can based off of your position of how old you are right now and where exactly you are in college. But what's one stereotype about post-grad life that you're hoping to break? And then what's one piece of advice you can give to somebody in post-grad life that might be going through it right now?
The main stereotype that I know of, and that I'm like, that's like my fear, is like sitting on your parents' couch eating their food, like not being able to like afford to care for yourself on your own, and then like kind of being seen as a leech. But like it's just really just because you're struggling finding a job and finding employment. So I'm really hoping that I'll be able to like, I will have the motivation for myself to like, even if I'm not doing any, like even if I don't have like a guaranteed job right after graduation, I hope that I have like the independence to be able to go out and like start my projects. So like even if I can't find like people who want to hire a stylist, I hope I'm making styling shoots. Like I'm talking to connections that I made here at FIT, and I'm like calling them up. I'm like, hey, do you want to do a test shoot? Do you want to do a test shoot? Do you want to? I hope I'm still building my portfolio. I hope I'm like I'm gonna be a self-starter. That's what I'm hoping to be, and that's really something that I advise people to do too if they're in post-grad and they're struggling. Like try every job, even if it doesn't fully apply to what you studied in college. Because there's weird connections between every field. And then also just like try.
Yeah.
You're going to get tired, take a break, try again.
Exactly. Do you feel pressure on like trying to figure it out now, kind of being post high school, to like know what you want to do and to already get these positions? Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to my mom about it the other day. Like even on my day off, on Wednesday, I was like, I feel like I'm like not doing something. Like I feel like I'm forgetting something. And she's like, you're stressing yourself out. Like you have nothing to do. Take a break. And I'm just like, no, but I feel like I need to just do something. And that's what I really like about the environment at FIT, because you're around a bunch of people who are doing their own thing and they're succeeding at it and they're doing it really well. So it kind of like puts a little bit of like stress on you, but like a healthy amount where it feels like you need to start doing your own thing as well. Because it's like you're influenced by the hard workers around you, and it's like it makes you feel like you need to be working hard as well. And I feel like in certain amounts, it is a really good influence. Like, yes, you can get the imposter effect, but like in like the amount that I'm getting from FIT, it's just making me want to work harder.
Exactly. You're using it as your motivation.
Yeah.
I think it's so important because so many people, when they see others working hard rather than they're like, they hide.
Yeah, they
become
hide.
scared.
They curl in on themselves like almost like a shrimp. Like they just like start like and then it's just like, no, like you need to like start reaching out to people and like just talking. You can train yourself to become more of an extrovert, even if you are an introvert. It's really important. I used to be really shy, bad stutter. Like it was hard. Like even my family members who like, cause I don't talk to them as much as I used to when I was a kid. But like I'm hearing that I wanted to go to school in New York. They were like, "Why are you going there? Like you're timid." And I'm like, "You don't know me anymore."
Clocked by the family.
Yeah. Like I was really talking to my aunt about it, and she was like you would be better off going to school in New Jersey. Like you're a timid girl. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like I'm that used to be me, but I've talked to myself enough and I've watched enough videos online where it's like I've done personal development into the fact that I've become more charismatic, more extroverted, and I am more motivated than I was ever before.
They're dimming your sparkle and they're dimming your shine. And you know what? And I have to say,
meanwhile, I'm bathing in glitter.
Yeah, no, literally, you are in glitter and you're glowing right now. We can clearly see it in front of us. But I also have to say, like, I would never think in a million years that you were timid and you were shy and you would stutter.
No, you put yourself very well.
I would never ever think that, and it's so amazing to see how you have come so far. It seems like with that, because obviously I would have never known if you never told me that. Because it's like, because you just express yourself so well and you're just so eloquent with how you talk. And I think it's just so interesting just to hear like that perspective on you and how you knew what you wanted and you went for that. And it doesn't even stop there because you still have, of course, a lot.
So much more growth.
Yeah, so much more growth. But it's amazing to see how far you've come, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you, and I'm so proud for the future and everything.
Yes.
You know.
Okay, so one of the questions I had is, have you ever had any crushes at work or any work situationships or relationships? We need to know the hot goss.
Am I allowed to curse?
Yes.
Okay, I'm like a big fan of not shitting where you eat.
Okay.
So my mom just said that to me yesterday. It's so valid.
My favorite thing to do is like I'll find somebody who's like in a similar field, but they go to a different school. I'm a big fan of long distance because it's just like I'm avoidant. So
yes.
I don't want to like see them in the day to day. Like I like a little bit of distance because I don't want it to interfere with anything that I'm doing professionally.
Yeah.
Like even though I said like I was motivated by like me being broken up with my ex and like I was like, you need to see my face everywhere. Like I don't give a fuck. But besides that, I was just like, but going forward, I'll date somebody in a similar field, but they're not in my place of work or in my place of education. Like even now, like being a freshman, I'm like, of course everybody's like, oh, like where's the fine shits at? And it's like
not here.
I'm not trying to look for any on my campus because it's just like I've seen people get into relationships at their school or seen people get into relationships at work, and it never ends well.
It's messy.
Yeah, it's messy.
It's messy.
It is so
There's
messy.
no pros.
There's minimal pros.
Oh, there's literally none. Like I've already heard some stuff. It's just
I've
like,
already seen them.
Oh, like it's just like, and that was like my thing too. Like I'm with you. Like I don't date anybody from here.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
Not a fan. I'm like, because it's such a small school anyway.
Exactly.
But I mean, no, you know what? No shame to anyone that doesn't.
Yeah, if you
no
wanna
shame
do
to
that,
any of the relationships here at
No,
FIT.
literally. I'm like, good for you if you could find it. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, yo, whatever works. You know, everybody's different. But yeah, no, I'm in full agreement with you. I could never. But it's cool to see that like you care so much about like what you want professionally that you're definitely not letting the career get into a way. But you'll be a little petty about it. You'll be a little petty.
Exactly.
And also sometimes relationships are like the best motivators because if they're like if you're like because I've been in like almost like I would say like 1.5 situationships because I was in a relationship that like felt like a situationship. And it's like, oh, they're not texting me back. Be motivated. Go do some work. Like if you're like, oh, they're taking forever. Like if they haven't texted me in 6 hours, go do some work. Go do your homework. Go figure out like a shoot to do some work. Go apply to a job
Or exercise. Like,
Yeah.
what's gonna feel good? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, Exercising is an outlet for that too. I
Yes.
swear.
I'm a
It
swimmer.
really-
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yes.
is. When the huzz or like anybody is not texting,
Yeah.
that's when you
Swim away.
Yeah. Swim away. Work
Thank
away.
you next.
Yeah.
Like on to the next task. Literally.
Exactly.
No, that was a good question.
Okay, and then do you have any like nightmare horror stories at work or like with a manager? If not, then we're good. But
I had one this summer with
Oh.
the girl who I
spill.
was working with.
let me hear
Oh,
it.
she was younger than me, and she was just doing all kinds of mess. Like, she did not understand. She didn't grasp the concept of not shitting where you eat.
Oh.
So she was messing with a bunch of people at our job because, like, at Newark, all the pools are connected, so all the lifeguards know each other. So she was messing with a lot of lifeguards. Not a good idea.
She was swimming in the wrong pools.
Yeah, swimming
Yeah.
in wrong pools, and it was just messy. And then she was expecting me to keep secrets for her, and it made me feel guilty. So it's just like a good thing. Just don't be friends with people who like don't meet your moral standpoint, because it's just like it makes everything like messy. It makes everything.
What's her name?
Oh,
Because I need to tell her that there's more fish in the sea, not the pool. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll save the name drop for after the
For the
podcast.
Patreon. For the Patreon.
Not
For
for you guys.
Patreon.
Sorry. But I also want to ask, like, so I know, like, obviously we all feel the pressure to always be like doing, not only just by like the school that we go to, but also just by living in New York City, like for yourself, by having your life figured out.
Yeah.
Do you feel like pressure, like to have everything figured out right now? And if you do, like, how do you handle that? Like, how do you go day to day, like coping with the fact that like you may feel that way or not? Like, what's going on with that?
I talk to my family for that because they're a lot more slow going than I am. Like especially my immediate family, like specifically my mom and my grandfather, they're like the number ones. Like, Breeze, you need to rest. Breeze, you need to rest. Breeze, you need to like take your time. Like, you are in a rush for why? Like, you just turned 18. Like, I was because I started the semester 17 and I turned 18 midway through. And even like when I first got here, I was like, I don't feel like I'm doing enough. Like, I need a job. And I was talking to my mom, and she was like, Breeze, you're not even 18. Like, you're not even an adult yet. Like, why are you stressing yourself out? And like now that I'm applying, she's proud of me. But when I was stressed about it, she was like, you also just turned 18. Like, you just became legal to work. So like, you can calm down. Like, you don't need to stress yourself out. And then my grandfather, he's like number one, like, you drink your tea, rest, take some time at the end of the day for yourself. So I talk to people who have way better calming systems than I do, and they will rub off on me for that.
That's good. No, that's fair to have that like calming outlet, and it's nice to see that like that's through your family. And I think, and it's nice to see that like they can like level you down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because no, that's relatable. Like I'm feeling the same way. Like it's like the stress to constantly be doing things, but then
like,
having
just
that outlet. Like, do you have that too, or do you feel like
Prayer. I gotta pray.
you pray and that's it? That's all you need to know.
I just gotta pray.
No, that's so fair. And what does success mean to you right now? And has that definition changed after like you been now in college? And like what is success to you? And what do you think it looks like for you individually?
Success is like being able to to turn to myself and be like, I tried my best, and because I tried my best, I get to reap all these benefits. And then also I just like I know I'm having a successful social life because I'm experiencing everything. Like, I'm doing so much stuff, and then I'm talking to so many people, and it's like it's such a good feeling to like just know that I'm like living my life. It's like just being able to like live and do things and not be stuck in monotony. That is my definition of success. Like, I want to just do new things all the time. That's my success.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not really like money or anything. It's just like I want to just do new things.
I just do it because even if in the moment's like, oh, that was embarrassing, or why did I do that? In the long term, you're like, you know what? I'm glad I did that.
Yeah. I've never had a place where I'm like, I wish I didn't do that.
Exactly.
No, that's so fair. I get that. That is amazing. And yeah, can you recall a moment where you felt like an imposter in a situation? And how did you navigate that?
When I was in my science school, I felt like a bit of an imposter because I was just like, why am I here? Like, I'm not really passionate about it anymore. And one of my teachers actually had gone to FIT, like, but I think she was in her 70s, or either 70s or her 60s. And she was like, why are you at the school? They had just opened a fashion school in Newark at that point for high schoolers. And she's like, why don't you just go to that school instead? And I was like, because I want a school that's good for academics as well. It's like, yes, fashion is something that I'm passionate about, but like I would like something that would like hone in my other skills, because I like in my heart at the time I knew like fashion isn't only about fashion. So I was like, I really did feel like an imposter there because I wasn't sure if me being at that school was going to get me to the college I wanted to be in. Thank God it did. Because the efforts. And I also, actually, I had a lot of opportunities there that I would have never had at that other school. So I was really happy about that. So like for me, it was just like being stubborn.
Yeah. And thank God for being stubborn,
Yeah,
right?
thank God for being
Literally. Oh my gosh, I think that's it for me. Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you, so much for coming on the podcast.
Intern on the podcast, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed our first episode of our pilot. I hope you guys learned. This is for the post-grad students. This is for the college students. This is for the industry-related professionals. How we can all connect together professionally. And that's what we do. That's what we're here on this podcast, to help build each other up, no matter what we're doing and where we're from. We're all climbing up the same mountain, but we're coming on different sides. And we're going on different sides to get to the top. So that may be in different ways, but we're all here achieving our own level of success. And that is what this podcast is here to do. So thank you so much for watching. I'm your co-host, Charlie Armstrong.
And I'm your other co-host, JC Moss.
And lastly, we do want to say, goodbye to Breeze Kaizen.
Yes, is there any final thoughts you would like to say?
Yes, any advice actually for those that are watching? Like, what advice can you give to them right now?
Be nosy, try new things, and then just don't be afraid of being cringe.
Yeah, literally. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for next episode.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.